Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I'm back with another Starcraft 2 1 versus 1 Pro Bots AI cast. We have got ourselves what should be a good one. It's gonna be a Terran versus Terran today, but more importantly, a bot versus bot. So, let's just take a look at that chat there. Artificial no intelligence. Greed, confidence 40%, saying ANIBot. A bot I've definitely cast in the past, although it's been a while. And same with Meca Shark in the bottom left. So two Terran bots, gonna be trying to do it better than the other. And oh, it wouldn't be a TVT without something like this starting off. So a proxy Rax from Meca Shark. We'll see how effective this strategy is gonna be. And before we do, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead, hit that like button, take a look at how many likes are on that, and add one more. Then subscribe if you aren't. Join the Discord, which is linked down below. Consider becoming a YouTube member, and most importantly of all, leave a comment down below that says more bots if you want to see more of these StarCraft 2 bot matches. I certainly enjoy casting them. And we'll see. I'm wondering how well this is going to work for Meca Shark, just because it's Marines. There's, however, no Reaper from ANIBot, so it will just be Marines versus Marines coming out, and looks like Meca Shark will have more Marines, so could be a good build choice here by the red bot. You'd normally expect, like, proxy Marines aren't really a thing in TVT, because if you go proxy Marines and your opponent makes a couple of Reapers, you can be in a lot of trouble. ANIBot saying no rushes, okay, that ain't it. Oh no, that's unfortunate. Getting a bad read, however, definitely wins that Marine versus Marine fight. It's got another Marine out, but it's going to be outnumbered and outgunned here soon. We'll see how this engagement goes. The Micro from Meca Shark could be a little bit negative, but no, look at that. These two Marines now able to potentially count to delay this base. If they target that SCV, that would be big. Looks like they do get it. There is a third base on the way for ANIBot, so it's just going insanely greedy. It doesn't really have any production, and it could potentially lose one of these bases here. Let's see, Marines now being pushed back. Yeah, Mecha Shark's micro doesn't seem to be the most effective, but I'm sure there's some logic behind it. But for example, we do see this one Marine is getting a lot of shots off, really softening up a lot of those other Marines. So that's not good, but as far as numbers go, Mecha Shark is going up to 5 racks behind this, so a lot of aggression. ANIBot saying building CC home, access denied. So that's a bit unfortunate. Things aren't looking too good for ANIBot. These Marines are working on that wall. They got to gun down that Marine, the main threat. That boy putting out a lot of damage. Okay, these Marines going up the high ground, working away on these depots. Looks like one of the depots going up this ramp will fall. What an exciting game we have here just to start off. Just not every bot game opens with such aggression. So I'm really enjoying this one. We see the second supply depot go down. SCV is transferring. I mean, ANIBot does have more bases, as it did go for that super quick third, but it's got to be able to hold on here, and I'm not sure it's got the production. That barracks that's been producing its critical Marines is potentially going to go down. I mean, the trades are far superior for ANIBot somehow. In a Marine versus Marine fight, Meca Shark has lost 15-8, which is not what you want to see. So the stutter step isn't the best for Meca Shark. Looks like that Rax does go down. That will cut into the production of ANIBot. Meca Shark still just making 5 Marines at a time. There's a Marauder on the way for ANIBot. I don't know how good that's going to be. We shall see. SCV's starting to go down. There's that Marauder out. More Marines are going to be getting produced too, though, for ANIBot. It's got double Rax production. And with the way it's trading, that may be all that it needs to hold on. We shall see. The stutter step from Meca Shark is something, but the lack of targeting isn't great. We see SCVs moving around, but they are getting gunned down as they transfer to this base. However, this base is starting to mine, so it looks like ANIBot's income is actually going up in this game, whereas Meca Shark's is just staying constant off of its one base that will eventually mine out. We're almost 5 minutes into this match now. Looks like this Rax potentially will burn down. There's a lot of really injured Marines for Mecha Shark, but the Marauders have been doing great with their trades. Now they're just popping off all those injured Marines. We'll see if this Rax gets repaired or not, but the trades for Mecha Shark just aren't it. 36 dead Marines to 14. Of course, SCVs have died, but if this was a regular TVT, I believe that Mecha Shark would have won 100%. However, it's bot versus bot. It's not so easy to program offensive behavior. And so I really should give Mecha Shark a bit more grace. But these two Marauders, they've got quite a few kills on them both. They've got the one more range than the Marines, so they can in theory just kite these boys forever. And yeah, they're pushing ANIBot all the way home. ANIBot's production has been pretty much it's just getting killed as it pops out. Mecha Shark has got 1,000 minerals in the bank. It's not been producing more than it's been mining. We'll see if it eventually is going to call it on this rush. But man, ANIBot is in a pretty good spot now with that natural base up, holding the rush. And then it's just getting its production going up. This bot did not fall into a bad loop or anything, or panic or anything like that. Not that a bot can really panic, but it's kept going. It's just kept building. It's mining gas, it's getting a factory and a starport on the way up, constantly rallying out units, and Mecha Shark is eventually going to have to abandon this location. I fear one of those racks lifts off, interestingly enough. Second rack lifts off, so I guess Mecha Shark is calling it, so eventually we'll see a transition. These two Marauders with so many kills, 21 and 17, is just ridiculous. Now, we'll see how Mecha Shark's going to transition. It's got the resources to build like 4 command centers right now if it wants to. But whether it will, I'm not sure. I guess it's just got a set threshold for barracks when they take damage to float them away before they start burning. That kind of makes some sense, but it really isn't transitioning behind this. I'm curious to see if it does have a trigger to sort of make it go back to normal mining. Potentially these racks all lifting off. We'll see. To normal production, I mean. Now, yeah, ANIBot's just looking to be in a pretty good spot, making lots of Marines itself, getting up more production. The last of these racks is there for Mecha Shark. It's going to cancel that Marine production, float that racks away, and now Mecha Shark has got 0 production. It is now upon that rush ending, it appears. Either upon that rush ending or running out of minerals, it does go for another base. It's got oh so much money. It's now starting to mine the gas, which is good to see. Looks like it may be going for yet another base. Yes, it will. And that is an interesting question to ask. If you how bot developers program their bots, whether they tend to go for just a money-based threshold before expanding, or whether you're going to have some other checks or that kind of thing. That looks like that SCV may have been attempting to repair that burning racks. We've now got a Reaper on the way for Mecha Shark, an 8-minute Reaper. ANIBot, though, is giving Mecha Shark some grace. It's not just counterattacking, so we'll see if the red bot's going to be able to rebuild. But yeah, look at that. Just more and more command centers on the way for Mecha Shark. It's got a long way to go to catch up production-wise. It's getting a factory on the way now that it's got that gas. Looks like ANIBot has got quite a significant amount of Marines. It has not got stim again since it lost that Rax that had the tech lab on. And don't quote me. There we go. Now it's starting up combat shield. So it is getting upgrades again, which is good to see. Getting +1 armor on the way. We see lots more command centers going up for Mecha Shark, so just going to balloon in the economy if given enough time. It's floating over a barracks to some very random location. I guess just making room for that factory to take that add-on. Orbital's going up. If Mecha Shark builds some planetaries, that would make me feel a little bit better for it, but it has not. The Reaper's been scouting out. ANIBot elects to take this base. Did not take this base, interestingly enough. However, it's now got its natural up. It's got its third, so it's going up to 4 bases. So soon will be 4 bases against 5. We see Mecha Shark presumably going to be Mecha Sharking it up, going for a Cyclone, Magfield Accelerator, getting up a factory on the way, mining lots of gas now, and it has burnt through most of its big bank. So its production's going to be going up, but look at this. Marines for ANIBot. Gonna be potentially moving out, and if it moves out, I don't think MechaShark has got a hope in holding this, as it's got one Cyclone and one Reaper. It's really gonna have to start making some tanks or something like that if it wants to stand a chance in this game. We see this Reaper microing against these Marines. Quite an odd engagement there, as the Reaper will heal up. MechaShark, interestingly, not doing anything with this command center or that command center either, so that's a bit odd. Maybe it is waiting to be able to make these into planetaries. We'll see. Stim packs on the way for ANIBot, so still just building up. 80 supply versus 4, ahead in workers by about 20. And things are looking pretty darn good for the blue bot. It just got so far ahead after that rush. MechaShark has taken yet another base. It's not really building anything, though. It's not making any units, as a matter of fact. It's not making... And it's got the money to. So, that's very bizarre from MechaShark. That seems like a bug. Or just a design flaw, as it made the one Cyclone. I'm curious what threshold it's going to have to hit before it says, yeah, let's start making units, as it just continuously expands. No eBay on the way, so no planetary is going to be on the way. I wonder what its requirement is before it's going to start making units. A scan just went down by ANIBot before taking that base. I wonder if that was it glitching out potentially. Odd reason to scan there. There obviously wasn't anything burrowed at that base, but there was multiple racks parked there, so I wonder if that was some sort of check to make sure the area is clear, because it could, the area wasn't clear to expand at one point. So we'll see. MechaShark still hasn't made any more units. It's making an SCV here and there. It's just going up in money. And I'm starting to fear that this could be a little bit anticlimactic, this game anyway. I mean, it's just bots doing bot stuff. ANIBot saying, making more tech buildings. MechaShark says, sounds good to me too. Except it's not really, as MechaShark is just making more factories and more command centers. There we go. Now it's starting up a starport and an armory. I really do wonder if it was just it not being able to expand anywhere else. It now says scanning for enemy structures. Shouldn't I have a lead vest on or something? So these bot authors have clearly programmed some chat between their bots. I let my Marines pump some lead into you, and that should be enough. ANIBot being a savage, but ANIBot at the point that it needs to start moving out to win this game. Starport, we'll see what this is going to be used for, if anything. What's the armory going to be used for? I do not know. Yeah, still nothing for MechaShark. We're going to be losing this base. It's at the point that I'm going to fast forward just a teeny tiny bit. As MechaShark says, I see that. What an odd game this is. The armory's about to finish up. Will it start making some Thors? No, it says +1 vehicle plating. And an engineering bay. And another armory. That's what I need. So I think we're looking at quite an anticlimactic game. Somewhere along the line, MechaShark's code got messed up and said, I don't need units. Okay, now it's got the eBay done. It says, yes, now I can make 3 planetaries at a time. Instantly turns all its bases into planetaries. Starts making a tank and a Cyclone and a Viking and another factory. I wonder if it was getting the eBay that is some sort of requirement, because maybe it prioritizes planetaries before it makes units. I really do wonder about the logic there for MechaShark, but it's still got a few bases to lose, and it is starting to make some units, so there's a chance for MechaShark here. I'll say it's a very, very, very far-fetched chance at this point, but you never know. You're telling me there's a chance. As, yeah, ANIBot is in a pretty good spot. 60 supply to 200, so we see the danger of programming so many steps in your bot, it would seem. At some point, you gotta make your bot just... You gotta have some check, I think. A simple way to do it would just be to, like, 50-50 make units, make bases if you've got over a certain amount of resources to check this kind of thing. I do not know what would actually be the best way to go about it. We've got MechaShark. It must have lost its one tank it was making. It's now making 2 more tanks, but it did just run one of its Cyclones into the enemy, and its supply is going down. It's losing all its bases. Unless ANIBot decides to be very kind and just go home. I do not see much hope for the Meca Shark. It's got the planetary, but there's more than enough units for ANIBot to break this. I think we're going to be looking at a bit of an anticlimactic one, but a very cool start with the rush. Mecha Shark needs a little bit more redundancy, I guess, when it comes to actually making units. I'm curious as to what was the reason that it got held up. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this one, ladies and gentlemen, hit that like button for casting the good, the bad, and the ugly of bot games. This definitely was all of those things, I think. And you see those Marines running up that ramp. That tank will get a decent number of kills before it goes down, but that will be that. Leave a comment, hit that like button. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much for tuning on in. Now we've got that one last base, but there's two Thors just pop, 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 taking that down. And looks like Mecha Shark gets left alive briefly. And that will be all she wrote.